头条，让本地生活更美好。大家好，我是甜甜，本场直播的主持人。那今天呢，非常荣幸邀请到了我们蒙特利尔非常著名的华裔导演Jimmy来做客我们的直播间。这位是常杰雅女士，还有 Sally 女士，是我的同事，他们作为本场的嘉宾，和Jimmy一起给我们带来一场精彩的直播。
过奖，谢谢你们，谢谢你们今天的邀请我来做一个访问，谢谢。
If English is easier for you, we can start in English. So, Jimmy, when did you come to Canada?
Oh, it's like teenager.
Teenager.
Yeah, going back like the late 60s, I believe, to the 70s. I came, and as a teenager, I came because of my uncle.
Okay, that's very good. We always follow our friends and families, right?
Yeah.
So, how did you make the choice of directing film as your profession?
Oh, since I was a kid, I love acting.
Okay.
I don't know, but when I was born in China, actually.
Yeah.
But I went to Hong Kong very young. In my family, everybody were artistics, like
Artistic,
all artists.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I think I have a very strong DNA from them. Mm-hmm. So, like I mentioned, I like acting since I was a little kid. Pretending I'm a kung fu master and a superhero and all that stuff, you know. So yeah, and
Jackie Chan. Seriously, I'm really thinking.
I met him. I met him before, but he's a fantastic actor. Contributes so much his whole life into the film industries, and yeah.
What kind of education you need to have before you can be a film director?
To learn how to use the camera, number one.
Okay.
You know how the camera works, right? So I have been producing my own short films for over 20 years now, and experimenting how it's going to be like if I set a position like this and like that, and it's the background. You have to learn. Number one, if you able to explore your talent into this, to capture the images, the moment through the lens.
Okay.
If you're able to do that, you're happy with that. You say that I probably have the eyes of the audience. As you go to school, you learn the basic knowledge about what film industry is all about. How you the script writing. It's a wide range of industry. Making movie, not just only doing action film or documentary. It's a lot behind.
I'm wondering why documentary? There's a lot of different specifications.
Yeah,
like you can do.
I script write myself, and I produce a lot of short film. But in terms of like documentary, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to tell a true story, a real-time story that will create an impact for humanity. And it is what I like to do. A documentary which will affect not just only the community, but also for generations to come. To me, how much more better watching a film than actually reading it, So that's the reason why I love the documentary better.
I noticed that you have two new movies, actually.
The two film, I have been working closely with Canada-China International Film Festival. And this year is the Canada-China International Film Festival. They're very successful. I would say I'm very proud to say, and I'm very proud that I'm part of the organization. I'm always dedicated my time to support whatever it needs. And 7 years ago, when I looking at Chinatown, our own Chinatown in Montreal, there used to be our Chinatown when I growing up in China with that size. And now it's like shrinking down the size like that. So it's tricking me, and I see all my ancestors, all my people that in my life that I know them have been passing. But there's a lot of hardship, hard work that make Chinatown at the time. That not just only working hard to bring money home to support the family, to raise a family. Building our Chinatown, what it is today, it takes a lot of hard work, but nobody talk about it. I have to create a platform for people to share their experience in life as a Chinese. If something that they're able to say to the children, to the kid, to the grandkid, and for them to learn who they are, where they came from, and what a hardship they have been going through, especially when I see so much discrimination, racism against the Chinese. I decided to say I have to drop all the other fiction movie and just focus on doing research and start writing the documentary that I wanted to do.
So kind of responsibility.
Yeah, the whole documentary is Saving Chinatown, Rise of the Dragon. It took 7 years to make. Yeah, it took a long time because at first, I had my full-time job and I have work. So I only work on it when I have time. I'm meeting people, doing research, looking at the computer as much as I can to try to get information, talking to people, meeting people. So the best thing is I cannot bring back the history in pictures, video that from the old days that I could bring together to make this documentary happen. But what happened is there's a lot of well-known good filmmaker, Chinese filmmaker have made many Chinese documentaries already. So all the pictures, photograph, and video that I wanted to use, they have been used so many times, so many different documentaries about Chinatown, about Chinese people hardship. So I said, I don't want to repeat that again. So I have to develop another aspect, to develop another vision to make this unique film happen. So it's to interview people and the hardship, even they talk about their grandfather hardship, their parents' hardship, that a lot of older people, they never, Chinese people, they very humble,
low-key person.
They don't want to talk about things because they're afraid they might affect the children's, the grandchildren, so they just don't talk about it. But the sorrow is hidden inside them. And many of them, unfortunately, they pass away. And the children and the grandchildren never learn about the hardship, about the racism, about the things that are going on in their life to make the family, to bring the family from China or Hong Kong, anywhere to Canada, to be immigrant to Canada, to make Canada this place is our home now. So that means a lot for next generation to come. So this documentary is talk about that. It's everybody share the platform and voice out the sorrow, voice out that's the parents, the grandparents, what they have gone through in their life. It's very emotional. So it took me a few years to invite and selected some of the people, the community figures, to encourage them to come to share the platform, to encourage them to come to voice out, to let the audience learn, let the world know Chinatown is not just heritage building. China not just only restaurant or shop. Chinatown is a place our first immigrant came, and this is where we stay, and we have built associations. Then we have the family to enjoy everyone, sharing a place called Chinatown. As you see, Chinatown is all over the world, and people will tell the story, and the next generation will learn. And not just that, the non-Chinese people will learn about us. A lot of people doesn't know the hardship that we have gone through. Why we have Chinatown? Why Chinatown is so famous in the world? Why we have to save Chinatown? Who is Chinatown? Where Chinatown came from? So this story, this documentary have the
significance. It's really, actually it's very true. Wherever we go to Chinatown for the food, for the stuff to buy, and it's become a cultural icon, our cultural identity.
That's right.
It's very important, like for our future generations, for them to know where do we come from, and then we'll know we are.
I hope that the documentary will continue strongly creating impact to people to bring better life to Chinatown, to bring better days to the Chinese people, especially the elderly people. And I'm very touched. That some of the elderly people really supportive of the documentary. One of the person that I spoke with, he said he never really knew that his life is so sad. When he came, guys was not treated right, and he was not able to do what other non-Chinese people do, and he feel like a second-class citizen. It's been abandoned, so he wanted to continue to fight for his right.
那我有一个问题很好奇，就是我们这两个电影的名字为什么叫做 Saving Chinatown and Red Dragon？ 这个名字是怎么来的呢？你是怎么想
？Rise of a Dragon, the people that have the courage, that have been spoken in the film, those are the dragons. Those are the people that have the courage to come share the platform and voice out their sorrow, They talk about their parents, their grandparents, even themselves, the hard time they have gone through, in Canada while they're growing up.
我们可不可以理解为是一种呐喊和呼吁，让大家都来关注这个 Chinatown， 还有我们华人在海外的一些。
Yeah, so it's created an impact to wherever we go on in our little Chinatown. It's the same thing happening to all the Chinatown around North America. But it's important that I have to focus and tell all the story in our Chinatown. There's so many stories to tell. There's so many people at the end wanted to share the story, to share the platform, to talk about the hardship, and it's bring out the awareness to the grandchildren, to all the friends and everybody in the community. In 2021, after the film was completed, Canada-China International Film Festival watched it, and they was touched. The founder of the CCIFF, she's the professor of Concordia University. Yeah. Her name is Mao Song. The Olympia, the first Chinese in Canada. I would say Montreal, Quebec, first Chinese represented our province and go for the Olympics, weightlifting. But that is a contribution to our community, to the country, to our province of Quebec. The grandparents have donated so much time and energy into paving the road of Chinatown, and nobody talk about them either. So the second documentary is talk about them. And the second documentary, I'm very proud that the CCIAF, the 7th CCIAF last year, I won the Best Documentary of the Year award.
Wow. We are so proud of you.
Thank you.
So what's the next project?
The next project, going to be talking about our next generation. It's 100th anniversary of Chinese exclusion. So the first documentary is very important for this year. So the second documentary, we already learned about some of our ancestors, what they have contributed to this country. Now, the third documentary will be talking about Chinatown is not for bubble tea or dim sum or go shopping. Chinatown is blood and tears of our ancestors. Because of them, that's the reason why we are here today.
It's really touching. You're talking about
yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So we're looking forward to your new project.
Oh, thank you so much for all your kind words. That really touched my heart today. Give me the opportunity to talk about my two documentaries and also what's going on in Chinatown.
Thank you so much for coming.
大家一起来期待 Jimmy Chan 为我们带来更多更优秀的获奖的作品。谢谢 Jimmy Chan。
Thank you so much.